What's going on YouTube? Zaffy here for the DunGooF channel, and today we're going to be reviewing the exotic submachine gun known as Huckleberry. Now this weapon seems to be pretty rare, not only because of the low exotic drop rate in Forsaken, but because it's a pretty niche weapon with very limited uses. And I'll talk about its uses a little bit later in the video, but for right now let's just inspect it. For the flavor text, it says nothing in the world that 30 rounds can't solve, so you could probably take down the raid boss with one clip easy. And for the weapon perks, we have Ride the Bull, which says increased rate of fire and recoil while you're holding down the trigger. Kills with this weapon reload a portion of the magazine. Fluted Barrel increases handling and stability. Ricochet rounds, which are pretty self-explanatory. Rampage, which we all love and know what it does. And short action stock, which increases the handling speed, so this thing whips out pretty quick. And onto the catalyst. Rather than reloading a portion of the magazine, the catalyst reloads the entire magazine, which is great for killing a bunch of small adds coming at you like Thrall. And you can find this catalyst by grinding out heroic adventures, so have fun with that, am I right? But overall, I think this weapon looks pretty sick, and one of my favorite features of it is actually the reload animation. So let's take a look at that. Ooh, that spinny spin. Now onto the actual review portion of the video. We'll be starting with PvE, then going to PvP, and then PvEVP, which is Gambit. So for PvE, we'll be starting with strikes, because it really showcases the strong point of the Huckleberry, which is to grind through small adds while reloading the magazine by itself and making orbs along the way. For strikes in particular, this is pretty beneficial because not only do the orbs drop for your teammates, but they drop for you as well. And I don't know anybody that wants to take their time through strikes because they're having fun. So what this does is help you and your teammates grind through supers, make orbs, and get through the strike as fast as possible. Now it is worth mentioning that making orbs is not exclusive to the Huckleberry with the catalyst. As I'm sure you know, just about every masterwork has this ability. Also, if your goal is to grind through strikes quickly, you might want to use your exotic slot on something like Sleeper, because Sleeper is good at everything. However, one PvE activity where the Huckleberry really shines is the Blind Well. This is because Huckleberry is mainly useful in close quarters engagements with a lot of low health enemies. If everyone else there is a console potato aimer letting adds inside the well, then you could easily shred them, make orbs, and try to carry your team. Next we have Gambit, where the Huckleberry has very defined pros and cons. Starting with the pros, much like PvE activities, Huckleberry succeeds by tearing through weak enemies without the need to reload, and this proves to be very useful when you're surrounded by enemies while creating moats. As a comparison, I usually use Trust for clearing out adds while playing Gambit, and when I run out of ammo, I aggressively teabag because I don't have my Hunter class ability ready, and then I just get fucked because I'm the only one actually focusing on the adds. Like, comment, subscribe if you can relate. In all seriousness though, cheesing out reloads and creating a lot of orbs can really help you to be more efficient in Gambit, and this can potentially give you the edge that you need against a competitive team or a sweaty 4-stack. Or perhaps if you are part of a sweaty 4-stack, you could try having one fire team member run the Huckleberry while being a designated moat collector, since its benefits require an aggressive playstyle. And generally speaking, it's better to have your moats concentrated to a few people so that you could put out large blockers. And as a side note, the Huckleberry could be useful if you're going for the triumph that requires you to defeat 80 enemies without dying in a Gambit match. Now, although the Huckleberry may seem like it's pretty good for Gambit, as I mentioned before, the cons are very clearly defined. One of which is feeling very weak against other Guardians. As you can see in this clip, although I play this engagement poorly, I just barely got through the invader's overshield, and I'm beginning to wonder if I could have even taken him down with 30 bullets. As for invading, the Huckleberry is so bad that I don't even have any clips to show here, because you have to be in shotgun range just to hit them, and they're probably in a corner somewhere with Sleeper Simulant PTSD. As for primeval damage, the Huckleberry performs as you would expect an SMG to perform, which is really shitty. As you can see in this clip, I switch it out for a shotgun, which is by far a more risky method, but it's better than shooting peas. And last but not least, PvP. If you want to use the Huckleberry in the Crucible, my only recommendation would be to shoot at enemies that are half health and not looking at you, as you can see here, because otherwise you are going to lose a lot of gunfights. Or you could roleplay like it's Destiny 2 Year 1, grab a few friends and team shot every engagement. You see, I'm no god gamer, FaZe Clan 420 no-scoper, but I do consider myself to be a little above average in FPS PvP, yet I was still having little to no success in the Crucible, mainly due to two reasons. First, this weapon has no target acquisition whatsoever. Even with a helmet that improves scatter projectile targeting, I have a hard time hitting this guy that feels like he's close range. And reason 2 has to be a slow close range time to kill in a meta where every other person has a shotgun. But here are a few clips that summarize my experience in the Crucible. Oh my god. What the fuck? Fuck out of my face, you.
Don't walk right past them.
Anyways, to summarize, the Huckleberry is a fun and unique exotic with a lot of personality, and it's most effectively used in strikes, the blind well, and Gambit to some extent, while being a handicap in PvP. That's all I have for this review. If you made it this far, please do consider checking our channel out, as we just recently made it. But thanks, and have a good one.